Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Freedom marchers, freedom lovers, freedom family, freedom family, and freedom lovers. Not feed them, freedom. Freedom. Salute to you guys. Good morning. This is going to be an interesting live stream. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, we're going to figure out who has better policies, the Republicans or the Democrats. That's what we're getting into this morning. I will be getting into Israel allowing foreign aid to enter into the United States, or no, United States, enter into the Ukraine, or foreign aid to be delivered by the UN. We're gonna get into that tomorrow, right? So today we're gonna talk about who policies are better, because I want you guys to know who you should be voting for. What about now, y'all? Is there sound? Please drop a Romeo Lima Charlie in the chat if you guys can read me loud and clear. If you can read me loud and clear, give me a Romeo Lima Charlie. Thank you, Holden Marco. What was your previous name? Hidden Marco. What was your previous name? Obviously, I know you. I just need to know what your previous name was, if you're a moderator. Which side has the best policies? Now, this live stream was inspired by my brother, Trill Will, LDBC or nothing. Oh, I figured that was you, man. I figured that was you. You got a new channel. Go ahead and drop the link, brother. Go ahead and drop the link. Now, this live stream was inspired by my brother, Trill Will, LDBC or nothing. Y'all go check him out. Y'all also check out Hidden Marco. That's another brother of mine, a young brother, well ahead of his time. Okay. So, because he created a live stream to talk about that as well. Not exactly the same title. And listen, I went in there and I supported him. I left some comments. I let him know that both sides are ass. Just to give you guys a spoiler warning, both sides are ass. Just so you know, both sides are ass. I told him as much. And you know, listen, man, I know that we have independents out there. We got independents out there that think that's the only alternative to what has been presented to us. Now, if the power structure presents you with the options, then those options are not good options. All right? So just to say that again, so it's well and understood. If the power structure presents you with options that you choose for you to choose from, then those options are not good options at all whatsoever. You said, yeah, they are not the same. Well, of course, they're going to present them to you as different because they want you to think that you have real choices. But if they are presenting you all the choices and they are trying to hold you to those choices, those are not real choices. Those are false choices, right? We don't deal in fallacies. We try not to deal in fallacies. We deal in realities because the choices are not only the Green Party, the Independent Party, the Rainbow Party, the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, all these parties that y'all see on the ballot or wherever you go, all these little parties that they have, those aren't the only options. So the options that you have outside of the Republicans and the Democrats are not limited to the Independent Party. Now, my brother Trill Will says he's independent, but he clearly leans toward the Democratic Party in his ideology, his philosophy, in his political standing, and that's perfectly fine. But if you can acknowledge that both sides are ass, but you're going to choose the side that you feel is less ass, you're still choosing ass. Just so y'all know. If you don't understand that, you're choosing ass. It's like the lesser of two evil argument. When you choose the lesser of two evils, you're still choosing evil at the end of the day. So what I choose to do is not choose any evil whatsoever. And that's what this is about. When you are choosing the lesser of two evils, and you consciously, and you know this, you know that, oh well, Camel Toe Harris is she's less evil than the Orange Man. Okay, but you're gonna choose evil anyway. And how do you quantify and qualify the level of evil that you are choosing? If you say Camel Toe Harris is a lesser of two evils, how did you quantify that? How do you know this? What did you weigh it against? You said Donald Trump is more evil. Well, are you Peter at the gates with the log? Or are you just assuming and speculating? See, this is why I don't choose evil at all, because I don't know the extent of the evil that these motherfuckers practice. Because understand that they practice evil together on a daily basis. They are part of the power structure that keeps you in chains. So if anybody is keeping you in chains, I don't care how evil one person is over the other. You get my meaning? If you are choosing evil, you're choosing evil, whether you feel it's lesser or not, because that is subjective, right? That's subjective. Like, I got respect for Trill Will, but I have to disagree when he says that the Republican Party is the party of pedos. No, they both are chock full of pedos, the left and the right. They're both chock full of pedos. That Epstein file contains names of individuals on the left and the right. This is the problem when you operate in a left-right paradigm mindset. All of a sudden, your side has no pedos, which is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Both sides have pedos. Both sides have rapists. Both sides have murderers. Both sides violate your rights. Bottom line to it. So that is what must be understood when we're talking about human nature. When we talk about human nature, and you talk about groups of humans, it's impossible for one side to have no evil and the other side to have all the evil. Whether that evil is child diddling, raping, murdering, theft, robbery, extortion, it's impossible. I don't understand why we have to behave like this. And this is what I want my brother to understand. You can't say that the Republican side is the side of the pedos and be correct. You can say it, but you won't be right. You won't be right. That's like saying, I put butter on this biscuit, but I put cream on this biscuit. And then saying, well, one side contains fat and the other one doesn't. Well, the cream and the butter both contain fat. That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about the policies. Which side has the best policies? Neither. What does it take? What does it take to implement these policies? What does it take? It takes money. Where do they get the money from? They get it from us. It doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat. Every time they create a policy, it costs money. Every time they pass that policy into law, it costs us money. And when they implement the policies, it costs us money. Straight Godzilla salute to you. Therefore, neither side has good policies at all whatsoever. Now, one might argue, oh, well, the Democrats, they have policies that would get you, free health care, welfare, SNAP, food stamps and all that type of shit, right? Oh, well, look, they have excellent social programs when they have their policies that help out Americans. They ensure Medicare and Medicaid is in place, Social Security. Yeah, you think that this is a good thing. You think, well, look, we're helping people out. We're giving them free shit. But it's not free at all. What these are, these policies, these social programs, they are unfunded liabilities. You know what an unfunded liability is? It's just a fancy term for debt. What happens when you have unfunded liabilities upwards into the tens of trillions of dollars? Somebody has to pay for that. So that means your children have to pay for it. Your children's children have to pay for it. There's nothing free at the end of the day. And when you look at these programs that they implement, these social programs, they are ran like garbage. They are the worst ran programs ever, period. Look at all over the world. Look at all the social programs of all these countries that exercise in socialism, right? That give you the free healthcare. You think that Canada has, you think Canada has free healthcare. You think Israel has free healthcare. Now, it might not cost you a copay, but you're still paying for it. They're taking damn near half your check or more to make this happen. But guess what? When the government implements these programs that you think is free, it's trash. It's garbage. Poorly ran. A bunch of red tape. Long wait periods. You got to jump through hoops just to qualify. You have to be damn near homeless to get some of these programs. And even then, by the time you get them, you will be homeless in a lot of cases. These are poorly ran social policies that we're talking about. poorly ran social policies that cost us more than we gained from it. I used to do all this studying and research into these policies, and you know what I discovered? Salute, Ross. I discovered that it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time to try to figure out who has better policies. It's a waste of time because it just costs us more money. It puts us further into debt. So do I research every goddamn policy to discover who No, I don't do that no more. I did that years ago. I said, okay, because I tried to figure out before I discovered that I wanted to be an anarchist. Because I never voted, just so y'all know. I never did vote. No, I did, Dusty. And that's an apt name for you. No, I did all kind of research. Trust me. No one has good policies. Because these policies cost you money. And the money that you pay into it, it goes through how many hands before it even gets to the end product? This free healthcare y'all talking about? It goes through so many hands. By the time it gets to you being able to use it, it is poorly implemented. Poorly implemented. Poorly implemented. These hospitals that run on Medicaid and get all this money, why is it that their machinery is trash and garbage? Why is it that you have these long wait times? Why do private healthcare, people who have private healthcare that pay for it, either through their job or out their own pocket, or they pay for it out their own pocket with their job, they get priority care. They get priority. They get priority. You have to wait. It's much better to pay for your healthcare privately, save the money. So if everybody stopped getting extorted and everybody decided what they wanted to put their money toward in terms of public services, whether they do it together or individually, everybody puts their money into what they want, it would be ran much better. You would have better competition. You wouldn't have monopolies. You wouldn't have any of that. You would be able to get the quality of service that you want. But when the government is involved, you don't get that, right? You got to go where they want you to go. Even with workers' comp, right? Let's say you get on workers' comp. Well, yeah, your employer pays into it. You pay into it to a degree. And if you need to use workers' comp, you get a list of providers that you get to choose from. But these are government. This is a government-ran program, workers' comp, right? You have to go through their system, essentially. They are the middle people. Well, when you had to do workers' comp, and the employer, they have a list of doctors that you are able to use. You can't, and yes, you can choose your own doctor, but you have to do it within their network. Just like if you have to go. If you're on public health care, you only get so much. And that's the thing, Olivia. Because of this, yeah, no, all insurance does what? Because I have a PPO. I have a PPO. When I use my PPO and I have to go see a doctor, I can get an appointment the same day or the next day. But if I want to go through the VA, right, which is just a perfect example, if everybody was on free universal health care and there was no private health care, it would be like the VA on 10. And when I had to get seen through the VA, right, I might have to wait a month or 2 months just to get a checkup. Why am I waiting that long? And B says that's false. Okay, here we go with people making declarations that they can't back up. The VA doesn't get funding. Then how is it that the VA is being ran right now? How is it operating if it doesn't get funding? The VA does get funding. What are we talking about? Y'all have no idea. The VA gets funding, otherwise it wouldn't be operating. On a right budget. What's the right budget? Who gets to determine what the right budget is? And who determines how much you get for that right budget? Underfunded. That is how every government program is. It's all underfunded. And if it is going to stay underfunded, it will always be underfunded. You know why? Because too many people put their hands on that money before it gets to you. I just told you that. So if you didn't gather that I was saying it was underfunded when I said that, well, that's on you. I need to get educated. All right, tell me where to get this education. Tell me where to get the education. Because I have education. I've been educated. I've taken multiple political science classes in college. Tell me where to fund. Tell me where to get educated. Tell me. Name a government program that has the perfect amount of funding for public services. Give me one. Give me one public service. The public library. Okay, the public library. This person says the public library. Wow. The public library. That's where you're going. PBS. Oh my God. The public library and PBS. Wow. You mean the PBS that got threatened to get shut down because they didn't have enough money? The public library that runs on an archaic system and has old ass books? What service do you get from the public library that serves your everyday needs? I should be good now. I should be able to turn off mute and be okay, but for whatever reason, it doesn't allow that. I don't know what the hell's going on. So, you know that the PBS They run on donations. The library, they get donations as well. If government funded programs were so great, why do they have to get donations? Why isn't our money going to just, they're taking our money to fund to get to operate these libraries? Why can't they just buy the books? Yes, the PBS are funneling. This is what they do. The PBS is not the only one. All government programs funnel money. That's why by the time it gets to you, it ain't shit. NPR, all these programs, C-SPAN, still using these old ass low definition cameras. Listen, y'all have to understand, man. These policies that we're talking about, there is no better policy. There's no good policy. It just depends on, you might like a policy because you think you're gonna get something out of it, but you're not. And the only reason you get something out of it is because you were extorted for it in the first place. These social programs ain't shit. What I'm peddling BS? How much is it costing you? Give one example of what? I gave you multiple examples, Ryan. What do you want an example of? NPR, PBS, the public library, the VA, those are examples. NPR and PBS are class. But they run on donations as well. They get donations, and they were funneling money. Like I said earlier, the PBS almost got shut down. They almost got shut down. What are we talking about? What was it? What was it? Prove it. Prove what, Sean? What do you want me to prove? Go look it up. Who takes it? I'm being taken advantage of by whom? Who's taking advantage of me? The government? Yeah, they're taking advantage of me. They're taking advantage of you. They're taking advantage of everybody. All their subjects are being taken advantage of. That's how governments work. That's how absolute power is abuse. Power is abusive. Absolute power is abusive. Look at look at anything that requires power has to get it from somewhere, a source. You think nothing that the government does is produced by them. I'm just saying random things. I'm saying things you don't understand because your mind is small. If your mind is small, then you're going to think, if I say something like power is abusive, is random, that demonstrates how small your mind is. And that's okay. You don't understand it. That means that it's random. But you just lack understanding. And that's okay. Power is abusive, yeah. You ever heard of the phrase, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely? I can't stay on topic. I am on topic. I'm talking about the government exercising power and abusing the people that it extracts its wealth from to exert their power. I'm talking about how government policies are not good, period. There is no side with the better policy. Because of what they have to do to implement the policies. What they have to do to implement the policies is extract and extort and abuse. because they have the power to do so. You don't understand that? Yeah, because you're small-minded. You think, no, the topic is not healthcare. The topic is government policies. I use healthcare as an example. Don't come in here and tell me what the topic is. This is my live stream. Aunt B. You know, you're yawning. That clearly means that you're not getting nothing out of this content. Maybe I'll have Stray Godzilla get you out of here. Stray Godzilla, you can extort, or escort and be out. Because my live stream is corny and they're bored. So they can go. We'll help you out. See, I believe in free speech over here, but I also believe in freedom of choice. And if you choose to believe that this live stream is boring and you're not getting anything out of it, then guess what? We will help you out. You don't need to waste your energy. Yeah, it's okay. I got people that will get you out of here. So if you feel like you're falling asleep, if you're wondering why you're here, if you say things like that, then guess what? My people will get you out. I will. Thank you, Coach Hudson. So I will move along. The bottom line is this. There is no such thing as a better policy from the left or the right, because each policy is an abuse of the people. They implement these policies because they have the power to do so, and in order to have that power, they have to extract. There is no government policy that helps anybody, because you think it's helping you, but it ain't doing nothing but damaging and hurting you along the road because of the debt. The government can't produce anything because it's not a corporation like private corporations. It is a corporation that operates out of the realm of sucking wealth from the people. So it can't produce anything. If you take an individual that goes out and they mine for gold, right? They're mining for gold. You might have a guy out there, he's doing it himself. I'm gonna give you an example of what government does and how it doesn't help anybody. Now that gold miner who's working on his own and minding his own business, he can take that gold and go directly to someone who can provide the service he wants. He might have to give up a gram of gold for that service. He's been doing it for years. Then all of a sudden, some guy along and says, "Hey, I see you're mining for gold there." Yeah. All right, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna give me 50% of your gold. And if you don't, we're gonna kidnap you, put you in a cage, and tell you that you're gonna go see some people, right? You're gonna see a jury and a judge about you not giving up half your gold that you worked for. We're gonna take this gold because your neighbor broke their leg. Yeah, your neighbor broke their leg. They can't afford to get it fixed. So we're gonna take some of your gold and we're gonna pay the doctor to fix their leg. So now they're taking half your gold, right? They're extorting you. That's extortion. And if you don't give up half your gold, well, guess what? They are going to put you in jail and take all your gold. So now they're taking half your gold. They're going to pay for the neighbor's leg to get fixed. And then, but they're only going to take 10% of what they took from you to get that leg fixed. And they're going to say that they did a good thing. That's a public service. But when they get that service, it's going to be shitty service because they're only paying 10. They're only paying 10% of what they took from you. Yeah, that is what government ran programs are like. They're just like that. Anyway, I gotta get off of here, guys. I got a meeting in a couple. Oh shit! Oh, I got a meeting in 2 minutes, and yeah, I'm pretty close. So all right, salute to y'all. Much love, like, share, subscribe, and I might continue this discussion because it's very important. Because that is something I want to explain to everybody. All right, much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're gonna keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.